Welcome to the channel. This is Atlantic Chase, the board game. And we are in the middle of a playthrough of the scenario, the Battle of the Atlantic, and this is part 3. And just as a side note, I've been reading Hitler's U-Boat War, as you can see here, the first volume of it, of a 2-volume. And while it doesn't dwell on the surface fleet actions, it does talk about them quite a bit, just, because of the context. And so right now I'm at the part where the Gneisenau and the Scharnhorst are tooling around. I think they're actually close to South America at this point. But we definitely see that in that book there. That's if anybody is of any interest, and if anyone knows any good, surface fleet history books, go ahead and chime in the comments or something like that. I'm always up for something to read. Anyway, where we left off was we managed to bring the Scharnhorst and the Gneisenau in the Denmark Strait to battle. But even though it looked like we got some hits on them, they ended up getting away scot-free, unscathed. So here we are. Now, from last time, I did not actually vie for the initiative after that battle, so we'll go ahead and do that now. And the Germans seize the initiative from us. Too bad. We have to check the weather. And the weather is stormy and bad. Now we find out what the Germans have up their sleeve, what I am hoping for. Well, let's just roll and see. Oh, let's show the chart here. Our German action table. Hinging on how many German TFs are in there, and there is currently only one, so we'll roll on that one roll. We have completed a convoy, so this modifier will not apply. We will roll 1d6, and it is a 6. So a 6 on the 1 column is a XU result, which means select an unidentified TF. If none in play, create and select a new unidentified TF in keel. This is an interception, by the way. So we're going to put one in keel, and he's going to come out and go after a convoy. Let's set that up. Unidentified convoy in keel. And now he must go pursue one of these my convoys. Now, as the rules say, I cannot go into... I'm trying to avoid going into spaces with air bases and ports. That pretty much eliminates this, and the way I'm doing it, and someone can correct me if they think I'm doing it wrong. The next thing would be to go through here, which would get intel markers from these stations. You're trying to avoid that as well, and you're trying to avoid being in air range. So my thinking, like the last time, is we have to use the Denmark Strait. That will get us an intel marker, but we won't be... That is the path of least resistance. It's longer, of course, but it's safer, even though we got giant fleets up there. Well, let me think about that. That is a really big fleet. That is the only caveat that makes me think otherwise. Because if I go this way, I think I'm going to still do the Denmark Strait, because if I go this way, that is like 3 whole hexes of me being in airbase range, or 3 or 4 almost. And so, yeah, I think I still have to do the Denmark Strait. Let's go ahead and do that. Like so. And now, the naval search. He, of course, has an intel marker here that will afford us a chance to interrupt. And we're going to put my dice boot where you can see the result. I'm going to have to move my camera a little bit, aren't we? Nope. We roll on the interruption table. Well, let's show you the interruption. As they say, show, don't tell. 1 intel marker. So we're on that 1 column, and here we go. Whoops, the 1 die. Should I count it? I guess I should. So it was a 5, and this one ran out canted, didn't even fall into the dice boot, and it was a 1. We'll call that a 6, which is going to be a -1 to the interruption result. And what I meant to say, of course, is the naval search result. -1. Remember that one here, in fact. The Germans to me. Okay. And let's count the trajectory. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Yeah, we're well into the 16 column here. So, and next, I gotta stop saying so. There's going to be coordination. It's bad weather, so his coordination is only going to yield a +1. My coordination is going to yield a -1, so that evens it out. But remember, we got a -1 from the interruption table. So -1 on this naval search on the 16 column. 6 on the 16 column is going... Oh, just make it, isn't it? We're going to get a early or late result. Pardon me, I spaced out there. For some reason, I thought I was doing a naval search here, which I'm not. So there's no coordination at all. So it was just a straight roll on the 16 table, which would have resulted in a 7, as you saw. And no difference. Same column, same result, which is to pull that out there. And we're going to take, it's going from Halifax from New York actually, to Clyde, Liverpool. So we're going to take away everything in front of it. So we were early or late? No, early. Yes. The Germans were early, I should say. Now, I get a chance to seize the initiative with a +1 to my modifier, to my dice, and nothing doing. Okay, we go up to +2, and they retain the initiative. What shall they do? I forgot to do time lapse in there. It is bad weather. We cannot remove the intel marker, so we cannot invoke intel limit. So they roll a dice, and a 3 will come off the tail end here from Kiel. There we go. Their next action shall be 4. The battle cruisers are going to move. Now, and they're going to go after a convoy, and they're going to go to the nearest one. He will avoid air range and things like that. And doing that, trying to decide which one he would go for, they're about equidistant from this one and this one when you account for the air. And when that's the case, you go for the longest one. He's going to come down here and try to pick up this one that's going to Gibraltar. All right, let's set that up. This task force here with the Gneisenau and the Scharnhorst in. Unfortunately, they're going to pick up an intel marker. There's no avoiding that. And then the question becomes, will the other unidentified task force provide coordination? That's it. Normally, with the BC roll, yes, it tries to. And it says, but only if you are going to pick up an intel marker, don't do it. And the question would become, well, he already has an intel marker. Would he still do it? And my thinking is, no, he doesn't want to give us a chance to interrupt. So I'm thinking I'm going to just do the battle cruisers. Let me know if you disagree. So here we go. Like so. And now for the naval search. Unfortunately, he will have an intel marker. He still manages, so at least he only has 1. Interrupt for us. The 1 column. Ooh, 10. And 10 is a vie for initiative. Yep, we'll do it right here, so I don't have to move the camera around. And fortunately, I have a +2 on this one. And no problem, that's a 6, and that's a 1. First, we will check the weather. Currently, it is bad. And remains so. Now, I vied for the initiative during that interrupt. He does not get to time lapse. So, now what will I do? Now, I have to, the British, we need to keep our heads. They gave us the slip last time, and that makes us burning mad. We're very tempted to go after this task force again. But things are getting dicey for this convoy. And if a packet boat or a pocket battleship comes out, they come out in, I happen to look ahead here a little bit. They come in around the Azores. They just kind of pop up. And one little pocket battleship can just absolutely launch a convoy. I think I have to get these guys out of here. So that is what I will do. First, I will reestablish my trajectory from New York to Clyde, like so. And then I'm going to use one of two of Pound's ability to do an all-pass between these two convoys. So, this is bad weather, so we got to roll dice for them. Let's start with the Gibraltar one. 3. 3 come off. And for the one from New York, 2. So basically, if it was just very slow. I gave up the initiative to the Germans. The Germans will roll for weather, and I remember I have to keep a track of how many lengths of convoys are there, because if it becomes 3 or less total, I'll lose a victory point. But we're not at that stage yet, and we're just checking for weather, and it remains bad. The Germans now, with their initiative, choose a completion action. One of these German task forces is going home. Now, normally it's supposed to be a pocket battleship, but we have none, and going through the whole elimination, it's ones that are the furthest away from a convoy. They're both the same distance, so in the end, we're just going to have to randomize. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We'll use this unidentified, that's the Scharnhorst, and 4 through 6 will be the unidentified one. Here we go. Okay, the unidentified one is going to attempt to complete, and we have to roll for where it will complete. 1 indicates Saint Nazaire, otherwise known as right there. Okay, we will do that. All right, so they'll do trajectory. Here, 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 and here, and just pass. And it's bad weather. Oh, wait a minute. They're at the end of the, yes, hold on one second. Oh, pardon my brain fart. It's not that one. It's this one here. Let's fix that. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. And then we will time-lapse him with the pass. 6, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I can't take that intel marker off. So we're going to have to go 5, 6, like that. To us. And we will check our weather. And the weather will return to good. And once again, I am going to attempt to bring in my convoys. Now, do I want to do the all pass? I don't think I do. I'm getting close to the part where I'm going to be short on... Oh, I'm still not there yet. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Well, I'm going to hang on to an all pass. So I'll decide between these two. It's going to be this one. This is the one I'm actually scared of. So we're going to go ahead and pull those two out and yield to the Germans. All right, the Germans will check the weather. And it remains good. And they will have the initiative when we come back. So, thanks for watching.